Well, join me as I walk in the footsteps of JMW Turner as I explore Ewenny Priory. Well, hello and welcome. A few days ago I was on a little walk and I was walking past this old priory, and like Turner I realised how interesting the place was, and I need to come back and take a closer look at the architecture and its history. Unfortunately, I'm not a talented romantic painter like JMW Turner, but instead I'm going to show you this fascinating building using my iPhone. So come with me as I take a look around this historic building and see what we can discover. Oh, by the way, as you can see, Mel's not with me today, but she says hi. So where is it and what is the history of the place? Well, you can find Ewenny Priory in the Vale of Glamorgan. It's on the western side. It's only about 2 miles from the centre of Bridgend, and it's just upriver from Ogmore Castle. It's about 2 miles away. So when you do visit, you can combine it with visiting the few castles in the area: Ogmore Castle, Ewenny Priory, maybe Cadw, all pretty close to each other. The abbey was founded in 1141 by Maurice de Londres as an offshoot of Gloucester's Benedictine Abbey. Maurice was the son of William de Londres, one of the legendary 12 Knights of Glamorgan, and they occupied neighbouring Ogmore Castle. William de Londres already built a church here between 1116 and 1126. The priory was a relatively small monastic community consisting of one prior and just 12 monks. Ewenny Priory was dissolved in 1536, and I think by that time only 3 of the monks remained. It was purchased by Sir Edward Khan, who converted the place into a private house, and I think he probably did quite well out of that deal. In the 1700s, and through marriage, it was acquired by the Picton Turberville family, and they still own Ewenny Priory to this day. The Priory Church is now managed by Cadw, and it's the only part of the Priory which is open to the public. The western part, which was the nave of the 12th century Priory Church, is still the local parish church, St Michael's. Well, as you approach, you may think you're entering a castle and not a priory. So just look at the walls, the towers, and the defensive gatehouse. Well, all these defences, it gives you some idea of how unsettled this area of South Wales was. This was frontier country. And along with Ogmore Castle, the Priory, Cadw Castle, Newcastle in Bridgend, they helped form the Norman defensive network. And it wasn't just the monks here. It probably had a permanent garrison here to defend the place. Well, you can see the size of the defences. That's the North Tower, and that dates from the 1300s. And Ewenny Priory was used by Henry IV to launch his attacks on neighbouring Cadw Castle during Owen Glyndwr's rebellion of 1405. So that's the North Gate, which was originally built in the 12th century and remodelled and rebuilt in the 13th century. And just at the front you can still see the slots from the portcullis, and in the roof there are a couple of murder holes. And as the name suggests, if you were trapped in there, they could pour stuff on you, they could fire arrows down, pretty much if you were trapped, you were dead. So now we're going to look inside the Priory Church, and it's Romanesque in style. Round arches, barrel vaults, simple geometric designs, and the pillars of the nave are really big round structures, relying on their sheer size to support the roof. By the way, if you enjoy our little trips and our guided tours like these, you can now show your appreciation with a super thanks. It's on the button below. It's like a little tip or buying a coffee. And with the money raised, I plan to join the likes of Bezos, Branson and Musk and launch my own private spacecraft, launched from Treco Bay in Porthcawl. So far I've got £2.98. Just before I go in, let's have a look at the north transept, which was pulled down in the 1700s. You see the ruins behind me. So this is St Michael's Church, and it's still the parish church today. It's actually built on the old 12th century Priory Church. But we're going through those doors at the back, and what lies through there is very interesting. You can see those large Norman columns holding up the roof. So the south transept has got a collection of stones with carvings, many predating the Norman invasion. And this is the tomb of Maurice de Londres. And beside Maurice's tomb is the broken grave slab of his son, William de Londres, who died in 1208. So getting back to Turner, JMW Turner made a number of drawings which can be found in his sketchbooks of the interior of Ewenny Priory when he visited South Wales back in 1795. He used these for his watercolour, which was shown at the Royal Academy in 1797. If you look carefully at the paintings, you can see there's a farmyard, there's a pig coming through the screen, there's a woman and chickens, but you can still see the tomb in the background as well. So the top part of that screen dates from the 14th century and the lower part dates from the 16th century. And in Turner's painting, you can see a farmer and a pig coming out of it. And this is a section of original medieval tiles from the church. So now I'm going to go through the screen into the presbytery. So around the windows of the eastern side are some wall paintings, and apparently they were painted between 1140 and the 13th century, and they're meant to be the oldest Romanesque church wall paintings in Wales, but they're in pretty bad condition. I can just about make them out. but we can't see them on the video. So if you found that interesting, there's some more videos about the area which are about to pop up about now.